It's a lot of fun, and being able to get some of the former guys back, and we've tried to kind of mix it up a little bit and bring different guys back and from different eras, and so it's fun. I mean, I think it's great to reconnect with guys, and I think they love coming back, and then having it in here. Obviously, everybody comes in here and says, "Wow!" So it's been great.
Former players, you got two of those Mountaineer immortals that are listed behind you. Rod Thorne, I know you guys have been sort of trying to get him for a while now, and now here he is. What does that mean to have somebody of his caliber and what he meant to the program?
Well, I told him he's the last of the great ones that isn't dead that hadn't come back. So, but he's been involved with the draft every year, so just couldn't do it. Just couldn't work it in the schedule because of the draft. It's great. And I was just talking to Rod, and I said, this was Jared Calhoun's the one who wanted to do this, and he said, "Can you get Jerry to come back?" And I said, "I have no idea." So when I called Jerry was great about it. And Hot Rod's been great about it. Kind of got it really kicked off and kick-started with those guys, but it's fun. I mean, I think these guys enjoy it. They enjoy being around guys that Mike was a little bit before me. I used to sit on my grandfather's lap out in Doug Hill and listen to the games when Rod played, and then go out in the garage and shoot ball out there at halftime and get coal dust all over me. Some of them Mom have to send me up to get another bath, but it's neat. It's just neat to. It's what's great about West Virginia University is the camaraderie of all the guys in different generations and different eras. It's a lot of fun.
Bring a football player back in Mark Bolger. What's it like having Mark here?
Mark's great. Mark came in for one day a couple years ago. He could only come in for one day and kind of talk to the guys, but Mark and I have gotten to be good friends, and he's one of the great Mountaineers of all time. So it's neat. I mean, it's fun to. I was actually in Charleston last night with Owen Schmidt, and so I think the relationship that we all have that wore the uniform, be it basketball or football or whatever, it's a great fraternity.
Talked about what this means to you to see all these people. A lot of these fans come back year after year. They plan their summers around when you're going to have the fantasy camp. What sort of sense do you get of just how much it means to them that you do year after year give them this opportunity?
Well, I certainly hope they enjoy it. I hope they enjoy it as much as we enjoy having them. Jared was going to cancel it one year, and Josh and Billy, I thought, were going to lose their minds, because I think everybody on the staff looks forward to it so much, and just the interaction that we're able to have. We have the one weekend where we try to bring everybody back, but you can't spend as much time, in a weekend. We're playing games, trying to win games, and so this is so much more relaxed and laid back, and I think we can spend a lot more time together.
Completely unrelated to this weekend, but I believe in the past you've probably had John Flowers at one of these, and recently he just won his championship out in France. Have you gotten a chance to talk to him? I know he's heading back to town, but what does that mean to you to see the success that he's able to have in just his third year in professional ball?
Well, I think the wonderful thing that this building has enabled us to do is those guys really enjoy coming back. They know they can get in here 24/7. There's so many things going on at the Coliseum, and so they can get in here. Deshaun Day will be back. Day was actually going to work the camp, and they're winning too much, so he had to stay over there longer. But Al's been back and done it, and KJ's doing it, of course, this year. So that's fun, and John's been terrific. I didn't sign John initially, and I hadn't seen him play, and so when we get him here in the summer, I didn't know whether he could play or couldn't play, but what I loved about John Flowers was he was always in the gym. He was always in the gym. No matter what was going on, John was in the gym. And we'd have camp going on, John's there. You know, you have something else, we have a clinic, whatever, John's in there. And so you kind of get to feel the guys who love the game that much, they're going to have success. And of course, he brought a lot of athleticism. So, and he learned to work. I think that's the biggest thing. He learned to work. He learned to put the time in.
Coach, with KJ, with a guy like KJ, what kind of advice can you give to him, a guy that has NBA experience and now is trying to get that foothold back into the league? It's obviously a little different trying to get back in the second time around. What kind of advice can you give to a young man like that?
I'm looking for him to give me some. KJ is one of those guys who has made himself a good player. You know, he's not as gifted athletically as some other guys, but he makes up for it because he works so hard. He's here all summer, and he's in the gym 3 times a day. Well, either in the gym 3 times a day, or maybe one of those times maybe in the weight room. But he's 3 times a day, and he brings a trainer with him. He's committed to being a great player, and that's what's made him a great player. So, what advice can I give? Keep doing what you're doing, man. You know.
It seems like, and he was kind of saying, and I pretty much agree with it. It's not always a question of talent or ability. It's a question sometimes of just finding a right fit, isn't it? And that's probably the same at every level of the game.
Right place at the right time.
Yeah.
And there's guys in the league that didn't get drafted. They're just in the right place at the right time. I had a guy at Kansas State, Cartier Martin. Cartier just played really well in the D-League. And they called me, they said, if you talk to Cartier, just, tell him he's got to be more consistent. He can't get 40 one night and, 9 the other night. And so, we talked for a little while, and he just, so he gets got called up and played well. And that's kind of what it is. I think KJ just got caught in that log jam that they had in Cleveland, and they drafted those guys. And, but he is not one of those guys, It's kind of like what we do in July. You go out in July, and all of a sudden some guy, catches one off the back of the rim and lays it on his back and dunks it over everybody, and everybody's circling him, trying to recruit him. And KJ's not that kind of guy. He's a guy who's going to give you every day a great effort, and every day he's going to be productive. He's always been productive. Chris Wallace told me one time, if you rebound in high school and you rebound in college, you'll rebound in our league. And I think when you look at certainly his numbers in the little bit of time that he got to play with Cavaliers, he rebounded the ball. And he's a terrific rebounder in the D-League.
There's that small little era of WU basketball right at the end of John's tenure and your first couple of years. The players of that era, a lot of them in coaching now, and obviously Rob's become a head coach recently, and Pat down at West Ham. You know a lot of these guys, coached a lot of them. Why isn't that particular era producing so many guys getting into the coaching?
Couldn't find a better job. Honestly, Justin, I don't know. I mean, I grew up, my dad was a coach, and every time we didn't talk about my future very often, but it was always, you're not going to coach. I don't want you to coach. And I got 2 brothers, and I'm the only one that ended up coaching. I got 4 sisters, and I'm still the only one in the family that ended up coaching. And I wasn't going to. I just, Philadelphia 76ers kept me too long. And when I got back here, I really didn't have a lot of choice. And Coach Gardner was great, and gave me an opportunity to be a grad assistant. It was fun. I enjoyed it. And then Coach Miller gave me a great opportunity to go to Ohio State. I really enjoyed that. I mean, how can you not enjoy coaching Clark Kellogg and Kelvin Ramsey and Herb Williams and those guys? And that was great. And then I got tired of being on the road 6 days a week and recruiting, and I wanted to actually coach. So went to Walsh College. Brotherhood of Christian Instruction took the vow of poverty and made me live it. So it was a great experience. And I don't know. Find something you're good at, why change it if I have been any good at it?
Yeah.